Hey everybody, I'm Heather and I'm a glassblower, a member with the League of New Hampshire Craftsmen, and today I am going to show you the continuation of a decorative component that can be used in other larger pieces of glass. First, I started off with this lined tubing that I made with individual rods of colored glass sandwiched between two tubes. I made this years ago, but I can use a little bit and it goes a long way. So we started there, and I moved these lines back and forth under the heat to come out with a bubble and a design kind of like this. This is a different piece of lined tubing. And then look inside the kiln. We ended up with this, and I changed the axis. So now this piece will become part of this bubble here. Joining two bubbles is a technique called encalmo in the Venetian glassblowing tradition. So let's put this together. So first we'll take this one out, and we'll get this a little bit warm. And actually, I think I might widen this hole just a little bit. So I use my jacks, give these a little heat, and a little bit of beeswax. Heat up the opening so that I can open it just a little bit more. There we go. Opened it just enough. Shape still looks good. But now I need to open my decorative piece a little bit more, so that the openings are kind of similar. In size. And this one's a little tricky. Don't want to lose the design. Also don't want the piece to fall off the punty or my handle. It seems about the right size, so let's check it out. Yeah, that's gonna fit great. Okay, so we put this one in here. Close up the kiln. It is super hot. 1065 degrees Fahrenheit coming out at me. It's pretty warm. Look at my blow tube. And I just give this a little bit more heat. And now I will attach this decorative piece. So the encalmo method allows us to, or enables us to, attach two bubbles to create a larger bubble, to create a more interesting bubble. And we can just keep doing this over and over and over and over and make something as big as we want. Get that a little hotter. Not quite aligned. Try it again. This is pretty typical. This is how this goes. You want to make sure you get it lined up really well. There we go. Now I have to fuse these seams together, make sure that those are nice and smooth. Start blowing this out. Heat a little, blow a little. Heat a little, blow a little. Work that seam in a little bit. And once the seam is worked in, then we can start shaping. Alright, so we've successfully joined that bubble, that decorative bubble. And pretty soon the image is going to start to emerge. But before we get to that step, just need to work on the shape here, the body here, make sure it's nice and smooth. I'll start to heat the whole thing up, shaping it, blowing it. Always keeping the heat in there. This glass cools off really fast. I use borosilicate, so it's very stiff. Like Pyrex bakeware that you might have in your kitchen. So you can see it takes a little bit of time and heat, you know, just going back and forth, letting gravity shape things, using the breath very lightly and evenly. So from here, I can keep going. I could turn this into a disc. I could turn this more into a sphere. I can add more components onto this. All the colors look kind of the same right now because it is so hot. This flame is probably over 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Really, really hot. So on a hot day like today, you know, it's 90. I got the kiln going. That's at 1,067 degrees Fahrenheit. I got this 3,000 plus degree flame. Yeah, it's pretty hot. So I'll put this back in the kiln and I'll figure out what to do with it next.